Today I'm going to tell you about one Medicare decision that you could make that can lock you into higher medical bills for the rest of your life. Insurance agents often don't explain this all to you before you get signed up. This rule catches so many people by surprise, and by the time they discover it, they're stuck too late to do anything about it. So today I'm going to explain this little known trick that gets a lot of people caught off guard, and I'll show you how to make sure that you avoid getting stuck in the future. When you enroll in Medicare, it covers roughly 80% of your healthcare costs and leaves you responsible for paying the remaining 20% out of pocket. And that's why most people enroll in one of the two backup plans. They either sign up for a Medicare supplement plan or they get a Medicare Advantage plan, and that's to help them to cover that 20% that they're responsible for. Now, option one, in no particular order, is the Medicare supplement plan or Medigap plan. It's a secondary insurance to Medicare. You pay a monthly premium, usually, let's say, around $150 to $175 a month, and the plan will pay for your 20% that you're responsible for in your medical bills. Option two is a Medicare Advantage plan. It takes over, replaces your government Medicare. So Medicare Advantage plan comes from an insurance company. It's like the insurance company's version of Medicare. Medicare now pays the insurance company to offer you benefits and for that insurance company to be responsible for you. In some cases, you may have to pay a premium, but in most cases, it's a very low, or what we call a $0 monthly premium, which means you're paying $0 a month to have that, but when you enroll, you know that that insurance company is getting paid by the government. With this plan, it's from an insurance company, so you have to go to the doctors that accept that insurance. It will have a network of doctors, of hospitals, of facilities, and you have to stay within that network. So it's very important that you make sure that the network has the doctors and facilities that you want. So that's option two. These are the two paths that you can choose to cover the 20% that Medicare doesn't cover. Now let's get to the important part. The rule that catches so many people by surprise, and I've heard so many people describe it as a big Medicare gotcha, is that a lot of people think that they can move around between these plans whenever they want, but you can't. When you enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan, you may be healthy, but when you want to switch to a Medicare supplement plan, if you're sick, you may not be able to do that. You could be prevented from moving between these two paths. So you have to consider, which path do I want to take, and understand the rules around switching between paths, because this will surprise you. It will surprise a lot of people. You can't just move from a Medicare Advantage plan to a Medicare supplement plan anytime that you want. There are a lot of things that have to line up. It's like you have to line up the stars. You have to have an enrollment period, and you have to be able to pass medical underwriting and get into a Medicare supplement plan, or have some other reason why you can join a Medicare supplement plan without underwriting. That is the gotcha, that's the trick. When you're going down one path and you're thinking, well, if something changes, I can switch to the other path, maybe you can't. And that's what you have to understand, and that's what I'm going to explain today. How can you switch between? When can you switch between? And how can you avoid this gotcha by being sure that you're on the path that is best for you? Now, let's talk about Medicare supplement plans. There is one period in your life when you can enroll in a Medicare supplement plan with no medical questions, and everyone has this. It's called the Medigap open enrollment period. It starts the month that your Part B begins, and it lasts for 6 months. Some companies extend it to a year, but by the government, it's 6 months. If you enroll in a Medicare supplement plan during that time, all the plans must accept you. They have to take your application, no questions asked. If you miss that window, you may not be able to ever get a Medicare supplement again. You could be stuck in the Medicare Advantage path. And being stuck isn't bad. That might be the right path for you. And you might say, it doesn't matter to me that I have to stay here because it's the path that I chose. But some people don't choose. Some people do what their neighbor said. Some people do what their spouse did, and they don't actually choose, and they end up stuck. And if you're in that stuck situation, you could potentially drop your Medicare Advantage plan and go back to original Medicare, but you have to continue paying 20% of the bill all the time because now you don't have a Medicare secondary plan or a Medicare supplement plan, you're just on original Medicare. Now let's be clear, I'm not saying that Medicare supplement is always the better way to go than Medicare Advantage. In fact, that's not the case. The majority of people on Medicare, 52, 53%, have a Medicare Advantage plan, and most are very happy. The satisfaction rate on Medicare Advantage, by the way, is higher than the satisfaction rate on original Medicare. When someone on Medicare Advantage gets sick, they know that they have doctors in the network, they have a copay, and they're very happy with what they have. However, it's very critical to understand these rules before you decide which path you're going to take, especially when you're first enrolling. Because after that first 6 months of the open enrollment period for Medigap, getting into a Medicare supplement in the future could be difficult. Now, for those who have missed their open enrollment period for Medigap, there is hope. I'm going to give you 4 ways that you can move between these plans, particularly from Medicare Advantage to Medicare Supplement, that are really, really important to understand and can help a lot of people who are stuck in a situation where they need to get from Medicare Advantage to Medicare Supplement. The first one is if you move out of your Medicare Advantage plan's coverage area. Medicare Advantage plans have local networks, they have doctors and hospitals in local areas. There are some that have national networks, but you still have to enroll based on the zip code that you live in. If you move to another state or somewhere out of your plan's network, in some cases that might just be across town. Maybe your plan only covers this one county and you move to the other county, or this one zip code and you move to the other zip code. You may have to leave that plan and join another plan. How do they know that you've moved? Well, they know because you change your address with Social Security. So when you change your address with Social Security, that triggers Medicare. Medicare notifies your Medicare Advantage plan, and your Medicare Advantage plan will then send a letter to you saying, sorry, we can no longer cover you. In that case, you will have 63 days to change to another plan. You could use a guaranteed issue right at that time to enroll in a Medicare Supplement plan, because a Medicare Supplement plan will allow you to enroll in a Plan G with no questions asked if you move out of your Medicare Advantage plan's service area. So I've seen many situations in the past where someone who was stuck on a Medicare Advantage plan, they moved because they needed to be able to enroll in a Medicare Supplement plan. The second rule is if your Medicare Advantage plan just shuts down. If a plan closes for any reason, you will again have a guarantee issue right to switch from a Medicare Advantage plan to a Medicare Supplement plan. This is not that common, and as I say this, last year in 2024, it happened to a lot of people. There were millions of Medicare beneficiaries in 2024 at the end of the year that lost their Medicare Advantage plan because the Medicare Advantage plan just went out of business. Now, it's not to say that the entire company went out of business. Your company doesn't have to shut down. If they stop offering the plan that you're in, then you have the guarantee issue right. It gives you 63 days from when your coverage ends to switch to a Medicare Supplement, including the Plan G, with no questions asked. The third way is to use the Medicare Advantage trial right. Now, this is for people who started Medicare Advantage from the very get-go. If your Medicare Part A and Part B started on the same day and your Medicare Advantage plan started on the same date, you have 1 year to try Medicare Advantage plan first. You're trying it out, and this is called a trial right. During that 1 year, at any time, you could switch from Medicare Advantage over to a Medicare Supplement Plan G, no questions asked. Now, there's another trial right, and the other trial right is that you could be on a Medicare Supplement plan and you have never tried a Medicare Advantage plan. You could drop your Medicare Supplement plan, let's say during annual election period at the end of the year, go to a Medicare Advantage plan, try it out and say, hey, is this right for me? Do I like this? Does this work well? If it's your first time on a Medicare Advantage plan, you could go back to your Medicare Supplement plan anytime during that first year. The fourth and last way that you can switch from Medicare Advantage to Medicare Supplement is only for people in New York, Connecticut, Maine, and Massachusetts. These 4 states on the East Coast, they do not allow medical underwriting for Medicare supplements. You can move from Medicare Advantage plan to a Medicare supplement without medically qualifying. The easy way to avoid all this trap and this pitfall is just to go with the Medicare supplement plan in your first 6 months of having Part B. If you have decided that that's the right path for you, then take it right away. If you're not sure, then work with us. We'll determine which path you should take. And so this video is not to say that you shouldn't go with Medicare Advantage. Most people do, and we help a lot of people to choose the right Medicare Advantage plan for them, but sometimes you find out it's not right for you and you need to find a way to get over to a Medicare supplement plan. I've given the high level of the difference between a Medicare Advantage plan and a Medicare supplement plan today just to help understand the concept of what we're discussing, but I did a very unbiased comparison between these 2 plan types that you can watch over here.